we are going to learn about lesson 3.3, The Crow in the House. The Crow in the House is a story by Ruskin Bond about a pet crow. The story is narrated by a boy who brought a young injured crow fallen by the road to his home. So it is the story about a crow. The boy and his grandfather tried to bring the crow back to the consciousness by feeding it a little bread and milk and grandmother's homemade plum wine. Okay, so how is the story now? I am going to explain you, but before that, I will give you some overview of the lesson. Okay. In the story, a crow in the house. So, students, here the crow was given the chance to fly away, but he didn't. He did not go. Okay, he stay in the writer's family with the grandmother, grandfather, and the writer. Okay, so here there is a grandmother. The name of the grandmother is Aunt Mabel, and there is a grandfather also and a boy. Okay, so see, the young crow had fallen from its nest and was fluttering about on the road, in danger of being crushed by a cart or a tanga or seized by a cat. When I picked it up and brought it home, it was in a sorry condition, big, gaping, and head dropping, and we did not expect it to live. But grandfather and I did our best to bring it round. We fed it by prising its beak gently open with a pencil, pushing in a little bread and milk, and then removing the pencil to allow it to swallow. We varied this diet with occasionally doses of grandmother's homemade plum wine, and as a result, the young crow was soon on the road to recovery. Okay, so see here, this is the story about the pet crow. Okay, and this story is narrated by a boy who brought a young injured crow. Okay, that crow had fallen from the nest and he got injured. Okay, so fallen by the road to his home. The boy and his grandfather tried to bring the crow back. Okay, they tried to. That crow was in the sorry condition. Okay, means he was in a bad condition, and yes, and his big gaping and his head dropping, and yes, that means the grandfather and boy did not expect that he will live. Okay, but grandfather tried his best. Okay, he gave him food like bread, milk, and uh, grandmother's homemade plum wine, and that and they found that means as a result of their care, the young crow was soon on the road to recover, means that crow recover. Okay, now see, he was offered his freedom by he did not take it. Instead, he made himself at home in the house. Grandmother's Aunt Mabel and even some of the grandfather's pet objected, but there was no way of getting rid of the bird. He took over the administration of the house. Okay, so what happened after the recover? Okay, they try, means that grandfather and that boy try that gave offered him his freedom. Okay, they tried to rescue him, but that crow did not take it. Okay, means he stay in that home with grandfather, boy, and grandmother. Instead, he made himself at a home in the house. He also made his home in the house. Grandmother, name of the grandmother is Aunt Mabel, and even some of the grandfather's pets objected, means grandmother and other pets which was available, which was present in that house, they all objected, but there was no way of getting rid. Getting rid means rescue. Okay, so there was no way of getting rid of the bird. He took over the administration of the house. Okay, so the crow was given the chance to fly away, but it did not and stay with the writer's family. Grandmother, Aunt Mabel, and grandfather's other pet did not like it, but they could not get rid of the bird, and the family was not sure of the crow's gender, but name his Caesar. Means they do not know that the yes, what is the gender of that crow, means is he male or is he female. Okay, but they gave him a name Caesar. Okay, now before long Caesar was joining us at mealtime. Besides finding his own grubs or beetles in the garden, he danced about on the dining table and gave us no peace, until he had been given his small bowl of meat and soup and vegetables. He was always restless, forgetting about investigating things. He would hop across a table to empty a matchbox of its content or rip the daily paper to shreds, or overturn a vase of flowers, means flower pot, or tug at the tail of one of the dogs. Okay, so grubs means what? Young worm like insect. Okay, young worm like insect means young insect. So, from this passage, we can understand that Caesar was very naughty and he was disturbed to the family at the dining table for sharing the food. Okay, so see what he was doing, that before long Caesar was joining us at meal time. Besides finding his own grubs, means beside finding his own worms, own insect, okay, which is the food of that crow or beetless in the garden, he danced about on the dining table. So what was he didn't found anything, he didn't found his food. And at the time of the dinner table he danced about on the dining table for giving yes, for given a small bowl of meat and soup and vegetables, means he want that meal, whatever meal was want whatever meal want to the boy and the grandfather, whatever meal made by the grandmother to the boy and the grandfather, that meal only he want. Okay, so the Caesar was naughty and he disturbed the family at the dining table. He even messed up all the things at the author's home. Okay, means yes, he would hop across a table to empty a matchbox of its content, and he ripped daily paper to shreds, and he overturned a vase of flowers. The author's grandmother was of the opinion that the crow would destroy everything. The crow will be the ruin of us, grumbled grandmother, picking marigolds of the carpet. Can't you keep him in a cage? Okay, so author's grandmother was the opinion that the crow is belonging to the jungle and he is destroying everything here. Okay, so see, We did try keeping Caesar in cage, but he was so angry and objected with such fierce cawing and flapping that it was better for our nervous and peace of mind to give him the run of the house. He did not show any inclination to join the other crows in the banyan tree. Grandfather said this was because he was really a jungly crow, a raven of sorts, and probably felt a little contemptuous of very ordinary carrion crows. But it seems to me that Caesar, having grown used to living with the humans on equal terms, had become snobbish and did not wish to mix with his own kind. He would even squabble with Harold the Hornbill. Yes, perching on top of the uh, Harold's cage, he would peck at the big bird's feet, whereupon Harold would swear and scold and try to catch Caesar through the bars. Okay, so Caesar could not be kept in a cage and would protest. He did not mix well with the other crows in the banyan tree. Okay, there were a banyan tree, yes, near the house, and there were so many crows. But Caesar did not mix well with the other crows in the banyan tree. The author's grandfather told him that it was a raven and would not join the carrion crows, but the author felt that it had grown familiar to the humans and hence did not wish to mix with the other crows. So here there is a word that carrion crows. Carrion crows means crows feeding on dead or decaying flesh. Okay, crows feeding on dead or decaying flesh and other garbage. And raven means what? A bird similar to a crow but larger. Hornbill, it is also a kind of bird. And forgetting means to make nervous, restless moment. Okay, to make nervous, restless moment. So the author's grandfather told him that it was a raven, okay, and would not join the carrion crows. But the author felt that it had grown familiar to the human and hence he did not wish to mix with the other crows which are on the banyan tree or other crows. Caesar would even harass Harold the Hornbill who lived in a cage. In time, Caesar learned to talk a little as ravens sometimes do in a cracked, throaty voice. He would sit for hours outside the window, banging on the glass with his beak and calling, "Hello, hello." He seems to recognize the click of the gate when I come home from the school and would come to the door with the hope skip and jump, saying, "Hello, hello." I had also taught him to sit on my arm and say kiss kiss while he placed his head gently against my mouth. Okay, so see, in time, Caesar learned to talk little as a ravens. Okay, means he learned to talk. And yes, here there is a one. Here there is a boy. There a boy is telling about one incident. There is a one incident that he yes that boy, uh, he taught him to sit in his arm and he taught him to talk also. So he would sit for hours outside the window, banging on the glass with the beak and calling hello, hello. Means he was trying to talk. Okay, Caesar had learned to speak a few words like hello and kiss. Yes, uh, with a throaty voice, cracked throaty voice. You know the voice of the cow is cracked and it's a throaty. Okay, so means it's not a melodious. Crow's voice is not a melodious. He seems to recognize the click on the gate when I come from the school. Means when the boy he came home from the school, that crow recognized that the boy is coming from the school, and yes, with the happiness, yes, with the hope, with the jump, and with the skip, he just come with he always came to the door, and he says hello, hello, and also boy taught him to sit on his arm and say kiss kiss, and while he placed his head gently against his mouth. Okay, so in short, that Caesar had learned to speak a few words like hello and kiss in a cracked throaty voice. Once when Aunt Mabel visited them, Caesar sat on her arms and said kiss kiss. Means see here that boy taught him about some words. Okay, so on one of the Aunt Mabel's visits, Caesar Caesar alighted on her arms and crackled kiss kiss. Aunt Mabel was delighted and possibly flattered and leaned forward for a kiss. But Caesar's attention shifted on my aunt's gleaming spectacles and thrashing at them. With his beak, he knocked them off. Aunt Mabel was never was a success with the pets. Okay, so happened. Yes, when Aunt Mabel visited them, Caesar sat on her arms and he said, kiss, kiss to the Aunt Mabel. And just when everyone thought he was leaning forward for a kiss, he took off her spectacles and was never friendly with the Aunt Mabel again. Okay, Caesar's attention shifted to the aunt's gleaming spectacles and he thrashing at them with his beak like he was doing to the window. Okay, and knocked them off. Aunt Mabel never was a success with the pets. She didn't like the pets. Okay, pet or pest. Grandmother insisted with Caesar was a pest in spite of his engaging habits. If he had restricted his activities to our own house, it would not have been so bad. But he took to visiting neighboring houses and stealing pens and pencils, hair ribbons, combs, keys, shuttlecocks, toothbrushes, and false teeth. He was especially fond of toothbrushes and made a collection of them on top of the cupboard in my room. Most of the neighbors were represented in our house by a toothbrush. Toothbrush sales went up that year, so did grandmother's blood pressure. So see, he was a fond of that toothbrushes. Okay, grandmothers thought that Caesar was more of the pest. Means it was a irritation. Pet or pest. Pest means irritation. Okay, so grandmother thought that Caesar was more of a pest than a pet because of his bad behavior. Which bad behavior? That he had not restricted his activities to the own house, means the boy's house. Yes, he also doing all the activity, means he visiting to the neighboring houses, stealing some things like pens and pencil, hair ribbons, combs, keys, shuttlecocks, toothbrushes, and false teeth. Okay, and he was especially fond of the toothbrushes and he made a collection of that toothbrushes to the top of the cupboards in the boy room. Okay, most of the neighbors were represented in our house by a toothbrush, and at that time the boy is telling, means author is telling, that sales of the toothbrush is went up. Okay, and grandmothers blood pressure also went up, means it's also increased because of the behavior of the crow. Okay, so in short, he even troubled the author's neighbors. Okay, he visiting to the neighboring houses and stealing, yes, and gathering things from their homes and store them to the cupboard in the author's room. He would snatch sweet from the children. See here, Caesar spied. Yes, Caesar spied on children going into the banya shop and often managed to snatch sweets from them as they came out. Clothes pegs fascinated him. Neighbors would return from the bazaar to find their washing lying in the mud and no signs of the pegs. These two found their way to the top of my cupboard. Okay, so already grandmother disturbed, yes, because of the behavior of the crow. Okay, he would snatch sweets from the children at the banya shop or collect clothes pins and drop the neighbors washed clothes down in the mud. Okay, so because of this all activity, because of this all behavior, this bad behavior, yes, grandmother disturbed. Okay, it was the Caesar's gardening activities that finally led to disaster. He was helping himself to our neighbor's bin when a stick was flung at him, breaking his leg. I carried the unfortunate bird home, and grandfather and I washed and bandaged his leg as best he could, but it would not mend. Caesar hung his head and no longer talked. He grew weaker day by day, refusing to eat. An occasional sip of grandmother's homemade wine was all that kept him going. One night I found him dead on the sofa, his legs stiff in the air. Poor Caesar, his antisocial habits had led to his early end. I dug a shallow grave in the garden and buried him there, along with all the toothbrushes and clothes pegs he had taken so much trouble to the collect. Okay, so that crow was fond of the toothbrushes, and he also was collected all the pins, okay, which we used to pin up the clothes. So what happened, there is an incident of the gardening activities. Okay, once Caesar was helping himself to a neighbor's bin in their garden when he was hit by a stick in his leg. The author and his grandfather tried to heal his wound by but he could not success. Yes, but he didn't get the success at that time. He got too much injured. Caesar grew weaker and he became quieter by day, and finally he died. Okay, yes, why he died? Because of his bad habits. Okay, his antisocial habit had led to his early end. The author dug a grave in the garden for Caesar and buried all the toothbrushes and cloth pegs that he had collected along with him. So this lesson is written by the Ruskin Bond and from Ruskin Bond from grandfather's private zoo. So this is the story of the crow.